Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we listen to all of their records. We get into our biggest banger, biggest stinker, and we try to have a good time doing it. My name is Tyler. Way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And that's all I have for the boring intro. What are we getting into today, Jeff? What band are we getting into? Go.
Do we do this part right now? Or we do the rankings first?
We're doing the rankings right now. That's why I just said we listen to all their records. We give our biggest banger and stinker for me.
Do you always say what band are we doing this way? I feel like we do that.
I don't. Sometimes I don't. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Nah, sometimes I get confused when you switch things up. That's okay. We're doing Valient Thorrs.
Valient Thorrs, baby. So they have 7 records. The last one came out in 2016. First came out in 2003, I think. But yeah, we're gonna do worst to best. Give our biggest banger, biggest stinker. Have a good time. So let's start with the worst Valient Thorr record, number 7. Go.
Okay. So every artist we do has to have a worst record.
Yes.
It's not a bad record. It's a fun record. I think this is better than fucking the vast majority of the Kiss records we listen to. But I don't particularly think this is great. But Old Salt, their newest record, their 7th. Mm-hmm. We did 7 records, right? You said 7? 7
records, yeah.
Okay. Their 7th record. Honestly, the next 3 after this are going to be kind of similar in this vein. It's the same Valient Thorr we've known for 15 years. These songs aren't very different from each other. Like this one, if you look at like a wave form, right, they're all kind of like in that middle, same tempo, kind of like same area, which is fine. Nothing wrong with it. They don't have like a wild song here that really rips or slows it down to like this quirky spoken word thing, and like that's fine. No big deal. It's still a good album. It's a solid rocker, but the shtick just doesn't hit as hard on album 7. It just doesn't.
Agreed. Yeah.
Best song, the opener, Mirakuru, just because this is the only time on the entire on their whole discography where it was just like boom, go, like instantaneous, just starts up. Yeah. Like that was, I had to like check multiple times to make sure I didn't skip an intro, right? Because they always have like an intro, or they always build up to something. This was just like, go, and that was it. I'm like, oh damn, that was very jarring. Warm Up, I think that's the worst song on this one. It's just so like one dimensional for a band that like does a lot of non-one dimensional things. Yeah. And there's a vocal part in this song too, where he straight up sounds like Davey Havok.
Really? I haven't heard that.
Like,
I didn't pick that up. Like very totally immortal Black Sail.
Dude, it sounds just like Davey Havok. It was crazy. But Old Salt,
Okay. All right. That's fair. My number 7 is also Old Salt from 2016, last record. I love the title of the record. Really love that title. And I love the artwork.
The artwork, yeah.
Love the artwork. Valiant himself did the artwork on this one. He also did Immortalizer. Yeah, I think his artwork is always really cool. It's inventive. It's different. This record to me, I think it's fine. I would never get it on vinyl. I have 4 of the records on vinyl, but I would never get this one on vinyl because I agree. It's kind of more the same we hear from Our Own Master, really the last 3 records, but it just doesn't quite hit as hard. They don't do the kind of preachy stuff from the first 2 records as well on this record. And the songs they're good, but they just don't hit as hard. And I'd rather go listen to another Valient Thorr record. So it's not a diss on the record. It's more just, they did it better on other records. This is also like almost a brand new lineup for the band. So really the only remaining members on this one are Valiant himself on vocals and Nightwolf on bass. They all have quirky names. So Nightwolf on bass. So they have I'm sorry. I take it back. It's only Valiant himself and then Aiden Thorr on
Benjamin
guitar.
Powell
on guitar, but everybody else is different. So I think that's also the reason for the major shift in sound. Because Lucien Thorr, fucking killer fucking drummer. Because you could hear the difference. Because Lucien Thorr plays on every record except for this one and their first record. And I think he did. Yeah, he doesn't play on the first record. So yeah, but you could hear that difference.
But the 2 best members are still there.
Yeah, Valiant himself and Aiden Thorr, yeah. Aiden Thorr, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Benjamin Powell, that's his name.
Oh, that's his real name? I didn't even realize.
That's his Earth name.
That's his Earth. We'll get into that on the main episode, but yeah, the lore and the kind of the story behind it all is really fun. So yeah, in the end, what I don't like about this the most is the overall production and mix of it. It sounds very muddied and just kind of. It's just I don't think it's the greatest production mix that they've done. I think it's just not that great. I know Aiden Thorr, Benjamin Powell. I know he produced it in his own studio. Maybe it was the first record he's done. I don't know. I just didn't really dig that part of it. So Old Salt is my number 7. What do you got for number 6?
Cool. Number 6, Our Own Masters, their sixth record. I do like that they eventually soften the lore kind of bit, and they get more into like earthly problems in a way like an artist generally does as a lead singer. They never stop shredding, and like both guitarists are just like thin, lazy good now. And I think Our Own Masters was it was perfect as far as like the guitars go, because they complement each other, and there's different styles going on. There's different nuance, and they're both doing something different, but they're not always like vying for first place. They're kind of just doing their own thing, find their way at the end, harmonize. Like, it was amazing. But again, like, you got to draw a line somewhere as to like, if I'm just going to come back to and listen to this thing, I don't want to hear the same rock and roll thing over and over and over. And like, yes, I think this may be like the guitar wise, like one of their best records they've ever done, but everything else, it's fine. Okay. It was fun. Life Hands You Demons. That's my banger. It's just so wily and fucking weird. Valiant just screams.
The 30-second song, right?
Yeah. Dude, it's quick, effective, good shit. He screams and then just talks.
Yeah.
And then in the background of the talking, you get some like really squirrely noodling, and it's fun. Torn Apart, that's my stinker. I think it's the most boring, generic like rock and roll song they've ever done.
Yeah, it's still good though. It's still a good song, but I think in their catalog, I think it's one of the more boring songs.
Yes.
But all right. So that's what you got for number 6?
Number 6.
My number 6 is Stranded on Earth, their first record from 2003.
That's wild.
I think it's fun. I think this is like it's obviously the predecessor to Total Universe, man. This is like the demo version of Total Universe. You could tell these guys are young. They're still kind of finding their foothold in it all, and it has a lot of charm. It's really fun. I don't have this on vinyl. They repressed it a couple years ago, or they actually pressed it for the first time a couple years ago, and they finally put it on the streaming sites a couple years ago along with it. I think it was for the 20th anniversary actually in 2023. But yeah, it doesn't hit as hard as Total Universe, man. They knocked it out of the park with Total Universe. And this is fun to just kind of like reference back and say, okay, this is what they did better. And also they re-recorded, what was it? Man Behind the Curtain or Tough Customer? I think it was Tough Customer. They re-recorded it for Total Universe, man. And it's good.
We never liked that.
What? I never liked what?
No, we on this as a podcast, we don't like when bands re-record songs.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
On an album they think is going to sell more.
But I mean, you get more upset about it than I do.
I get very upset.
So like I mentioned earlier, this is the only album without Lucien Thorr on drums. So it's a guy named Don Thorr. I don't remember his real name. I'm never gonna say their real names because I just don't remember them. So I'll call them by their nicknames. So Don Thorr, he played drums on this one, and there was a lot of keyboard on this one on Stranded on Earth, and it just didn't fit. There were some parts where it's just like, God damn, dude, like. It would have been better with a solo or some guitar leads, but it overpowered some of the songs, and I just didn't really dig it. So banger is The Apprentice. This is a rip-roaring, fast song, cool dueling guitars, stinker, bigger, badder. It's the keyboard, man. It's bad. Doesn't belong in the song. So that's Stranded on Earth. My number 6. What do you have for number 5?
Okay. Number 5, Stranger, their 5th record.
Okay.
This is
some wild things, man.
This is just run-of-the-mill Valient Thorr. Nothing new, nothing unique here. Solid. It's fine. It's just not as good as their first 4 outputs. It's just fucking not. Everything on this record we have heard already. They have not wowed me. And it was that's it. For a band that like relies on the wow factor, if you're just going to be a rock and roll band, then you have to be better than this. And they're just not. So
okay.
It's fine. It's a good record.
Okay. But you would never get on.
I think this is still better than probably. How many Kiss records do we do? 24?
24 Kiss records.
I would still say this is probably still better than like 22 Kiss records. I would. Fuck, man.
I mean, I would agree. Kiss was was so underwhelming. They were so underwhelming last time we did it, or when we did.
I think besides, like, actually, I would say this is better than all of Kiss, except for Kiss's Kiss. But even then, like, which would I choose on a desert island? I'm going to choose this.
I'd probably choose Stranger, yeah.
Fucking want to listen to Kiss. Night Terrors, that's my banger. Night Terrors. Don't do that.
That's how you said it. That's how you said it.
Waller, dude.
The first time you said it, that's how you said it.
Maybe we should move on. Yeah, Night Terrors is my banger. This one's wild. It's a good reminder that they can still do this kind of sound, and they do it well. The guitar solo is fucking wanky and fun, and sometimes has this like Middle Eastern kind of twang to it, which is really fucking cool. And the song does their iconic like sort of like jazzy shift. They love doing that thing where it's just everything kind of like you know Francis with the boom 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 right, and like the Leviacas, like they do that thing here, but just in the rock and roll style. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Night Terrors is also my worst song because I think they've lifted that entire bass line from Jane's Addiction, the Mountain Song.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the Mountain Song, dude. Through and through. And I only know it because when we jam, we play the Mountain Song, and then that's when we shift instruments on, so I do know the bass to that entire song. And that's it.
But that's okay. I mean, they're allowed to do it. They're allowed to do that.
That's fine.
They do it better than Jane's Addiction. So, say that. I love Valient Thorr. I really do love this band.
I can tell because you're already singing some dumb fucking shit things.
Well, okay. So my number 5, Legend of the World, third album from 2006. There's literally nothing wrong with this record. I don't have it on vinyl. I don't think I would get it on vinyl. This is to me, this is a transition record from like their kind of quirky, kind of Preacher style Valiant, or when Valiant himself does the Preacher kind of stuff on the first 2 records, to a more straightforward rock band. This is that transition, and I don't think they do anything as good as Total Universe Band. I don't think they do anything as good after. So it's like this. It's a transition. In the end, it's just a transition record. Still solid. I don't know who played guitar on this one. It's either Bjorn Thorr. I don't know if he recorded the record, but he was replaced by Odin Thorr just before the release of the record. So I really don't know who played on it. I don't have it on vinyl, so I can't check. Because on Wikipedia, there's no information on who played on the records. Discogs, there's really no information on who played on the record. So I had to go through my vinyl and literally take out the inserts and look and read, who actually played and everything. So yeah, I don't know if it was Bjorn or Odin who played on this one.
But they always had 2 guitars.
Yeah, and
so no matter what, Benjamin Powell is always there.
He's always yes. Aiden.
Not a dumb name. Huh?
It's so Revolutionary War sounding.
Benjamin Powell,
or like what's
Benjamin
Colin
Powell.
I think of Colin Powell, but clearly he's nothing like Colin Powell. So yeah, Legend of the World, banger. Heat Seeker, the opener. It's fast, aggressive, really cool grooves. I really like this song. This song is always playlisted for me. I really, really do like this song. Stinker, if I had to pick one, it's Triceratops. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little bit of a filler. I have nothing really bad to say about this. Also, the song Fall of Pangea was on Guitar Hero 2, if you remember that. It was like one of the like one of the early DLCs for the Guitar Hero 2 that we used to play.
That was our jam.
So yeah, Fall of Pangea. There you go. What do you got for number 4?
Number 4, Legend of the World. Solid, like you said. It's great. It's not an amazing record. It's really, really fun. It's way more kind of like Wolf Mother metal than it is punk metal.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah.
Like that first Wolf Mother record is fucking unreal. It's amazing.
It's great.
We get a lot of like generic metal songs for Valient Thorr here. Like beforehand, it would transition to like a punk bit or maybe like a faster thrash thing, or it would slow down to like a spoken word thing. But here it's more just like generic metal. But like Wolf Mother's kind of generic metal, but they did it really fucking well. And that's what this album kind of reminded me of. Again, their charm is in their quirk. Like if you diminish the quirk, then the quality is going to go down, because now the lack of strong melodies, the lack of, unique guitar solos, even though the guy's like has no right to be that good at the guitar in a band like this, there's not a lot of uniqueness in his solos. He's just really fucking good. Mm-hmm. But this is a cool record. I dig this, and this is better than 22 Kiss records, so that's fine. Lime Green Net. That was my favorite song. Classic Valiant Thorr. But we also get like that slowed down bridge part, which they love to do, and it just gets really weird. And like that's what I want out of my Valiant Thorr.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want just generic metal, because there's a lot of bands that do it, and it's just, I don't know. We didn't really grow up listening to like the big metal heads. Like we didn't go to these shows and stuff. So like that I don't know, that nostalgia is lost on us. It's only like through our parents can we live the Motley Crue days and the Guns N' Roses days, right? So at some point, I think like, this is kind of like dad rock. Stormstrees. That's my worst song. It's a cool song, but dude, it relies 100% on the guitar riff, and it kind of irritated me. Okay. That's it. That's the only knock I have against it.
Yeah, because once again, it's still a great record, but you have to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to.
I would never buy this in the vinyls. My top 3, I'd buy in the vinyls.
Okay. So I assume you got rid of your own masters, because you've already talked about it, because you used to have it on vinyl, so you got rid of it.
Correct. As you should.
Well, okay. So from here on out, I have all these on vinyl. So my number 4, your own masters. We literally just said it. So I got this one. All of these are OG presses, because all of these have only been pressed once when they came out. And this is their 6th record. Your Own Masters is their 6th record from 2013. This is the 2nd record that Sadat Thor played rhythm guitar on. And to me, this is their heaviest and most aggressive record they've ever done. Going back to what you said, the guitar playing is fucking wild on here. Lucien Thor's drumming is so busy. It's so out of control. It's chaos. It's fucking pure chaos. Like I would almost kind of compare this, not stylistically, but spiritually, as some people say. I would compare this to the Bedlam and Goliath from the Mars Volta. Like it's still them, but it's so out of control and fucking weird and crazy. That's how I would compare this. It's solid. It's really the core lineup of the band. Like I said, I don't have anything bad to say about it. This is a cool like green, like kind of a neon green variant on vinyl. I love the artwork, on the main cover art, and then when you open up the gatefold, it's an extension of the album art. And then reading, I didn't know about this until I was going through my record, and I was reading all the thanks and the credits and everything and the insert. And apparently the picture or all the artwork on this was done by Lucien Thor's dad in 1975. He painted all of this in 1975. Cool. And also, so something else, Lucien Thor's dad, his name is John Allyward. So I was like, I just kind of looked up to see if I could find other paintings from this guy, because I love this artwork. So I looked it up and I typed in John Allyward, and the first guy that comes up is an actor, like a popular actor. He was in The West Wing, and he was actually in Ninja Turtles 3, the movie. He played Niles, the only like white guy when they go to feudal Japan. Remember in Turtles? He's kind of like a heavier set guy, bald guy.
That's him?
Niles. So that's John Allyward. That's the actor. But everything I was looking up, Lucien Thorr is not actually related to that John Allyward. It's not his actual dad. So I was trying to like see if there was a connection between Lucien Thorr and the actor John Allyward, but as far as I could tell, they're not related, and it's not his actual dad.
So Niles was like the what's the guy's name? Shmee to
Niles.
To Captain Hook.
Yeah, Shmee to
Yeah, so Niles is like the Shmee to
Smee.
Smee or Shmee? It's not
Shmee.
Anakin's mom. It's
Smee. It's Smee.
Smee.
Yeah.
Smee. Yeah, Niles is the kind of the shorting balder.
Yeah. He's like the only white guy in feudal Japan.
Except for his boss, the Shredder, right? But he's not the Shredder. He's like that era's. I don't know the fuck that guy's name is.
Yeah, I forgot his name too.
I think that guy played in Ghostbusters 2. Was he the bad guy in Ghostbusters 2?
No, he wasn't. No.
What the fuck you know that? You don't know shit.
I know he's not.
You don't even know what I'm talking
click,
about.
Click,
yeah, I'm fucking gonna click right now. I'm click so fucking fast.
But anyway,
fucking head spin.
Well, while you're doing that, so there's not any dead air. Yeah, I just thought I'd like that painting a lot, and I would have liked to see more paintings, but I couldn't really find anything. I didn't do a super extensive search, but I couldn't find anything. But any of the guys from Valient Thorr, if they're listening to this, I'd love to see more or know more about the making of these records and artwork, because it's super fucking sick. Because you agree that the artwork for Our Own Masters is solid.
I've liked all of their artwork. I think like all of their artwork, honestly, save for Album of the Week, I've liked all of their artwork because they're cool. But at what point does it become like it's cool because of the lore of the band, or if you're, I don't know, no, fuck that. Because even if I was at like Goodwill shopping for other things, and I saw like a big ass painting of the artwork for, what are you talking about?
Our own master.
Universe?
Or you own your own master.
Our own master, whatever. Yeah. If I saw that and had nothing, I would like, dude, that's cool. I'm gonna buy that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's that. Banger off this record, No Strings Attached. This is actually a really busy song on the drums. I really dig that. I like the way that Valiant himself sings on this. It reminds me of like later Ozzy Sabbath, like more like Never Say Die, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, Sabotage, like kind of era Ozzy. And I think it sounds great. I think it sounds really good. Stinker, if I had to choose one, Life Hands You Demons, 27 seconds. You mentioned that was your banger. It's only my stinker because it's so short and it should have been longer, but it's still great. And I really have nothing bad to say about this record. It's fucking solid. It's solid. And that's why I have it on vinyl. So,
okay.
Did you find whatever you were looking for?
No.
While I was talking? Okay.
I found the guy's name, but then I didn't go bad.
All right, that's fine. So what do you got for number 3?
I think it's him, but that's fine.
It's not. Okay.
Oh, I think it is. Number 3.
We could go on for a long time doing that.
Man, we never did that in high school, but that would piss Semigran off if we ever did that. Like, well, it is. Like, we're on opposite ends of the classroom, just going back and forth, interrupting her. Because that's kind of like the vocal equivalent of the clap game, right?
It is, yeah.
Like, you just clap, like, well, it is. It's not.
It's not.
It is, but that's okay. Well, it's not. Like, that's so fucking annoying.
Yeah. And you and I do that a lot, and we can go on for a long time doing that.
It's so annoying.
We are,
and I don't mind doing that for hours, but like the clap game.
The clapping game, yeah. If people don't know what the clapping game is, it's whenever you're with a group of people and everybody like applauds, wedding, whatever it is, and everybody's clapping. Whoever has the last clap wins. And Jeff has never beat me at the clap game. I will clap.
It's too awkward.
I will clap until it gets so awkward and people question why I am clapping because I look like I'm stupid.
It's
like
too awkward.
Yeah,
and I don't mind being awkward. But I don't know what it is about the clapping game. It's just too much.
You've never been able to win that one. It's weird.
Yeah. Because at some point it's just like, wow, why? This is bad. I shouldn't be doing this. All right. Number 3, Strain on Earth, their first record. I can't believe you hate this record. This is fucking wild in every way.
I do like it.
It's an incredible first record. All these songs that are over 4 minutes never feel like it. Like if anything, they feel rushed. Like I feel like they could have like made them longer because they don't ever feel like they fully explored what they were trying to do. They have all these ideas and they're putting it out in a very messy way. And I like that because this is their first record. And like we always give passes to the first record, but this one doesn't need any passes. Like this is what Valient Thorr should sound like. And the only reason why Album of the Week is higher than this is because it just did it better. But like, damn, dude, this is unreal. This is, I don't remember the last time I even listened to this record in its entirety, but I was blown away. Bigger, badder? Are you crazy?
I mean, like I said, I think it's a good record.
Are you yoking me?
I like this record. I do like it.
Dude, Bigger, Badder is the banger. Starts off with that Halloween riff, and then it like weaves in and out of the spoken word
once
lore,
again, it's the keyboard,
ripping metal, wild soloing, and this weird kind of like space Viking clap shanty thing. And then it ends with like the double time punk bit. Like, the fuck more do you want from a song? Like, they did everything in 4 minutes right now. Like, everything that Valient Thorr like wants to be, ended up being, could have been, was done in Bigger, Badder. This is one of their best songs.
I mean,
top 5.
Once again, I think it's a fantastic record. I really have nothing bad to say about it, but it had to go someplace.
Damn.
And in the end, I would rather listen to Total Universe, man. It's still in the same vein as Total Universe. It's just they do it better on the second record.
What did you put above? You put Stranger above this one?
Yeah.
Like that's stupid.
I did.
That's just dumb. Okay.
So are you going to get it on vinyl?
Yes.
Is it?
I wonder
if
it's not expensive at all.
You could still buy it from the band, right? Like you don't have to go to Discog.
This one guy is selling Total Universe Man for $8.
Jesus.
And
it's worth
like
so much more than that. It
the
really
jacket,
is.
the jackets. He says there's heavy ring wear, but there's no splays. I'm like, dude, for $8, I'm yo fuck.
That's how much I paid for it. That's how much I paid for Total Universe, man.
And that's crazy. It's just like that's silly to me. We're like some of these Kiss records, right? We have like Love Gun with the little fucking Love Gun in there, and it's like $175 because it has a little Love Gun insert. Like this record alone is exponentially better. Not exponentially. I got ridiculed about exponentially. This record is so much better than Love Gun, and it deserves to be worth more money.
On
Stinker.
On
Okay.
Valiant Thor's Bandcamp, you could buy the record. The vinyl's still for $30 on Bandcamp, and it comes with a 7-inch. It comes with a 7-inch as well. You could also buy the what is it? I think you could buy the cassette too. I think they have a cassette. So anyway, yeah. Sorry, continue.
I wonder how much cassettes cost to make. It's got to be like pennies on the dollar compared to vinyl. Because a lot of bands have been doing cassettes since the vinyl boom, post pandemic. So, but I wonder how much money they actually make on cassettes. Actually, we sell a lot of cassettes.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you guys sell cassettes at your store? Desert Grooves Records, huge shout out.
Desert Grooves, huge shout out. We do sell cassettes, but we sell them for $3.
Okay.
Unless it's like something like we have an original Nevermind for 20. That's like the second time we've got an original Nevermind.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, we sell that for 20. Otherwise, they're $3 for the cassette singles. They're $1. I think we might have 1979 right now too as a cassette single.
The Pumpkin song?
Yes, sir.
Should we get into cassettes?
No.
I know.
No.
It's bad because when you said you have that OG Nevermind on cassette, I'm kind of like, damn, I kind of want that. That's kind of sick. But then, no, it's strictly at that point. It's strictly collecting. I'm never gonna listen to it.
I've always thought like if OG Weezer comes through the shop, like I'm gonna take it home, and it's gonna have
like a
to
display.
Just to have, like literally just to have.
Yeah.
So I would think that maybe like if an OG Corn comes through the store at some point, like
I would 100% take it.
But like it would still be $3, like because we just don't fucking sell cassettes. But we do sell them at $3, and we sell probably like 10, 15 a week. But they're $3 and usually we just like I just take it. Just go ahead, take it.
You're already spending $30.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, my worst track here, because I think this record is I don't think there's any flaws to this. My worst track is the sequencing of the record itself.
That's different. Something we've never done, but okay.
I said if Tyler can just omit his worst track or his best track, because you did it all the time in the Kiss rankings.
I think it's I did it twice on the Kiss rankings. Out of 24
like every time
records,
you have a long one, you always say, "Oh, I can't choose the best song because this record's so stupid." So I can do whatever the fuck I want. The sequencing of this record,
I give you an A for creativity here. That's what I do.
I don't. Because I just don't want to pick a worse song, because like this record fucking rips, dude. I just think it could have flowed better than it did. Sometimes like it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. We had like a quiet song that would end, and then it would get into a heavy song, but the heavy song would start with a riff that's like, oh, that would have done better if you put it beforehand, because the riff that ended this song kind of supplements this riff to start this song. So I think just like a little bit more time, and that just comes from like being a new band, right? Your first record. Sequencing is not quite on your mind. It's like, throw it all out there, fuck it, whatever. Mm-hmm. And this is not the kind of band that really probably thinks about that in the early days. But that's it. This record's amazing. Truly, truly amazing.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So my number 3 is Stranger, 5th record from 2010.
Something.
This is the first record they did with Sadat Thor on rhythm guitar. And this is just a solid extension of the Immortalizer record, which I haven't talked about yet, or neither of us have talked about yet. Just a bunch of really solid, shorter metal songs. Really, at this point in 2010, they had shed everything from the first 2 records. Like, there's none of that. The quirky, proggy kind of, concept kind of record here. This is just straight rock and roll, metal, punk stuff going on. It's great. I mean, I have this on vinyl too. I have the half clear. Well, it's the only pressing, so it's half clear, half black on the LP. So I really have nothing bad to say. I'll get more into I'll talk about Immortalizer, which I think is a better version of this record. But
yes, that is correct.
But yeah, my banger here is Future Humans. Great groove, great riff. Love the chorus. It's super catchy. It's the last song on the record. And normally last songs on a record are usually kind of not duds, but they're downers. They're just they're more filler. But honestly, this ender, it's fucking great. Double Cross too. I know it was a single. They made a video for it. That's another banger. But Future Humans just really, really stands out. A true banger. Stinker, if I had to choose one, it would be Sudden Death Is Nothing, only because that chorus is a little cheesy, but it's still super catchy and it's great. But yeah, Stranger, my number 3. I think at this point the band has reached their peak. They this is, I wouldn't say it's downhill, but it's just,
It is downhill.
it's
Still
at this
good
point
downhill.
yeah,
but
it's just
downhill.
at this point they're just doing more of what they've already done. They're not expanding on anything, which I mean they did so much on the first 3-4 records, and I don't know. I think Stranger's great. I have it on vinyl and I don't care. That's my number 3. What do you got for number 2? Go.
Number 2, Immortalizer. And if this was number 1, that wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's just I have more nostalgia with obviously Total Universe because that's number 1. But Immortalizer, this might be like objectively their best record. I think if you had to like dissect it, this is probably better than Total Universe Man.
Yeah.
It is dude, Aiden Thorr, he is beyond perfect on this record. He has become an insane guitarist. He finally fell into this spot where like I was kind of thinking like what is like the two like what is his style, right? And like I think his style is Billy Gibbons meets Angus Young. So essentially just extremely fun
that's a good
blues
comparison.
rock, but also mixed with like dumbed down rock and roll that focuses on like showmanship and like in your face kind of riffs in mid solo, but also like Billy Gibbons is one of the greatest guitarists of all time. So like he can still fucking rip, but he can also just show you that he can have a good time. It's essentially just pure fucking fun. That's what he has become, a purely fun like lead guitarist. And I was blown away by how amazing he was on this record. It was fun. It was amazing. But like, I mean, I have nothing negative to say, but the butt was part of moving on to my best song, Tomorrow Police. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I forgot this song existed. Like, this was like our song that we would listen to. Like, Ryan loved it. Everybody fucking loved this song. I honestly had not heard this probably in over 10 years.
That's wild.
I completely forgot this song existed. And if you would have played me this song, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's on Total Universe Man. Like I would have just assumed it was on Total Universe Man because of how fucking amazing it is. But yeah, that's obviously the best song. But some like honorable mentions because this record is actually fucking amazing.
Honestly, I would love to do Immortalizer on the podcast sometime down the road because it's worth doing a whole episode on.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
There's more. I mean, there's more to like dissect on this record than the album of the week. But
agreed.
I mean, the album of the week is just
it's so unique.
But the Vernal Equinox leading into 1,000 Winters in a Row, like that's that like a kind of acoustic metal jam that goes into like this wild, this perfect AC/DC-esque rocker. Like, dude, what were you thinking? How the fuck could you possibly have done this in 2008? Like that is better than Wolf Mother. That is insanely good. That is keeping hard rock alive in a way that's fun, interesting, unique. It's great. Tackle the Walrus, that was my least favorite song, I guess. I don't know. It's just a little bit too long. Tackle the Walrus,
beware of its tusk.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess a little bit too long.
All right. Okay. That's fine. It's still a great song. Still a great song. All right. So, yeah, my number 2 is also Immortalizer. I really, truly love this record. And I agree with you. I think objectively, this is a better record than Total Universe. But what Total Universe was doing was so unique and just so off the wall, quirky and bizarre, which is just what makes it better. But Immortalizer overall is a much more concise record, just better musicianship, songwriting, everything. I think Immortalizer is just an incredible record. This is their fourth one from 2008. And the first with Valient Thorr, the first and only with Valient Thorr on guitar. I don't know how much that had to do with anything. I know Aiden Thorr, he's the lead guitarist and he does a lot of shit on here. But most of the records also they were on Volcom Entertainment Records. They recorded all these records in Costa Mesa, California, so just down not far from us at all, or at least from me now. It's cool. It's so local, and these guys are from North Carolina too. But all these records were recorded in Orange County. Most of them were. I like I said, I have nothing wrong with this. I have no issues with this record. I think it's has the right amount of rock and roll, thrash, groove metal. There's just so many different influences on here. Technically speaking, from a guitar standpoint, I think there's some great guitar moments. And your point with comparing him, Aiden Thorr, to Malcolm Young and Billy Gibbons, I think is spot on. I think you fucking nailed it. That's just an absolutely great comparison right there. Also, the artwork, Valiant himself, he painted this artwork. This is my favorite. The tiger owl that you see on the inner jacket, he didn't create that. I forgot the guy's name who created that, but the actual album artwork that was Valiant himself, and this is my favorite. And a lot of their merch, like their T-shirts and stuff like that they would sell at shows, was Valiant's artwork, which is super fucking cool. I have a couple Valiant Thorr T-shirts that I've gotten over the years, and it's all designs by Valiant himself, and a lot of them came from the Immortalizer era of the band. Also, you were with me. I don't know if you remember this. You were with me when I bought this on vinyl. So it was when I took you to Port of Sound Records in Costa Mesa for the first time. You'd never been there, and this was up on the wall at Port of Sound, and it was like, I think it was like $35 or something, or $40 or something. And it was one of those moments where I gasped. I saw it and I gasped because I was so excited about it, and I bought it that day. So it's a double LP, translucent blue. It's the only time it's ever been pressed. So yeah, I got this at Port of Sound Records in Costa Mesa.
I do vaguely remember that.
So you bought a couple things that time around, but I don't remember.
There's a couple things I should have bought too, like that were sealed. I was like, I'm not buying new stuff. That's too expensive.
Was it the Alcoholics or something?
Yeah, the Alcoholics repress, but it was like an early repress, like a '90s one. I was like, God damn, it was like $30. Like, nah, it's too expensive. And then never saw it again.
Never saw it again. Banger, 1,000 Winters in a Row. I mean, all these songs are bangers, but 1,000 Winters in a Row. Love the busyness, the chaos that Lucien Thorr throws down on the drums, especially in those verses. The chorus drops into that really nice groove, that riff. I just really, really love this song. It's kind of like this like little like mini prog song too. Tomorrow Police, also absolute banger. If I had to choose a stinker, I think only on Spotify it's listed as an individual track, but it's track 14. It's literally called track 14, and it's literally just Valiant themselves screaming, "You know what I'm talking about?" And then it just like echoes, like infinitely echoes. And then they throw it down into a lower pitch, and it's him doing that again and then some laughing. That's really the only reason why it's my stinker, is because, this album's fucking so good.
It's really good.
It's unbelievably good. Yeah, it's unbelievably good. Immortalizer, fuck, it's good. So, I mean, that leaves our number one, Total Universe Band. Album of the week. So
Ahoy.
Ahoy. So we'll get into that on the main episode. Thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And that's it. That's all.